for it to be loud, because I am loud. But my family would know me, my family and my neighbors. Shout out to any of my neighbors who may be seeing this. Yes, it's a girl, the same noisy Camilla neighbor. I mean, anyways, I'm Camilla Arindel and welcome to my space. Welcome, welcome. It's my absolute pleasure to be here with you. It's my pleasure to have you here with me as we do this thing. You may know me as Camilla the nail technician, Camilla the announcer, Camilla the broadcaster. I am she, I am all, and I am here. I am here. If you've been with me for some time, you would know that I've actually started my videos, or started with videos, started and stopped actually for about 4 to 5 years, and I've been inconsistent with it, but I am here. She is here, okay? And we'll even speak and I will discuss that inconsistency with you, and I am really excited about this. Whatever this is, I put a plug in here and I send special love to my people. I will always have a bias in a good way. And my bias is towards my Trinbagonians, who I love with all my heart. Big up, large up yourself. Much love to my Trinbagonians. Yes, I am a proud Trinbagonian, and sending love to all from the beautiful sister isle, beautiful twin, what? The beautiful twin island republic of Trinidad and Tobago. One more time. The beautiful twin island republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. Yes. What this is, this here that you are with me in, that I invite you to join me with as we grow together. It's a space where it's a space and a project I have dreamt about. It's not a dream that I would have shared with many, but it's a thing. It's bigger than I am. I dream about it, I write about it. And when I say dreams, I don't mean nighttime dreams. I dream it, I see it. It's a vision that I have, that I've had for some time, and it's bigger than me. So for many years, I would have started and stopped my videos because I felt like what the vision or the ideas that I had, or the way that I saw myself doing this, I wasn't able to see or find examples of others doing it. So it was hard. It was hard to find, okay, so there's nobody who's doing it like I want to do it, or there's nobody's vision that I can identify with. It's like, all right, but be it locally or internationally. So I would have second guessed myself a lot. Let's backtrack that even more. So let me tell you, what I intend for this space to be, it's a space where I encourage and I want to inspire and encourage everyone who is viewing, everyone who wishes to join with me. It's a growth journey. Last year, if you've been following with me as I grow, last year about this time, last year May 2020, it was really a spur of the moment project. It started like, it really was a vision. It's something that I saw, like I was able to see it already done. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to run this kind of short interview / show project Guys, let me tell you, let me tell you, that little project, and I hosted it, the name of the project was Families in Business. That little quarantine project, and as I'm talking to you about it, I can't help but think about it and just how many things were happening in my personal life, my family at that time, our country, the entire world at that time. And it was like this, for me, it was as if it was just this small, happy place, a personal happy place and happy space that doing that little spur of the moment show created for me. And I said, nah, boy. Mm-mm. Yeah, we onto something. We really onto something here. Let me bring out my Trini accent. We onto something here. Where do I start from? What do I share? How do I introduce that type of sharing? And start where you're at. Start where you are at. Start with what you have. And where I am at, well, what I have is I am on a growth journey. What kind of growth? And I invite you to join me on this journey because that's what we'll be doing here in this here space. So it's a growth journey, personal growth, spiritual growth, physical growth, mental growth, financial growth, to holistic growth. That's where I am at. And that's what I want out of my life. I invite you to join me as we do the same. And that's what I want for you, whoever joins and partners or views and shares this platform with me. We are about growth. We going to be about that growth. And that's what I want this space to be. So I would have second guessed myself a lot, but let's backtrack a bit more. And if I putting a plug again, if I haven't said it before, as I grow in this space and as I put a name to it, if you see my background, there's green. My LED lights are set to green, not because I want them to complement the coral or to complement my hair, but it's intentional. And green, I have no favorite colors, by the way. But I've chosen green because I identify with what green represents. If you are familiar, if you're not, just a few things. Green stands for honesty, truth, transparency. I wanted to stand for wealth too because we're going to be growing. Okay? Where the money resides, where the money resides, where the money resides. Okay! So that's why I chose green. And as we go and as we grow, I want you to remember when you see green, you understand what's up. In keeping with the significance of green and what I want to do with this space, I will share even more on the inconsistency. So apart from not finding someone or platform that does it the way that I see myself doing it or that I want to do with it, I would have second guessed myself a lot, and that's something that I struggled with for years. So if you don't know me personally, I'm a big person. I'm big in size. I'm large in size. I am 6'1", possibly two. 6'1", and I am my body structure. I'm not a petite person. Well, obviously, because I'm tall, but I'm not a petite person in size. I've been tall. I feel like I've been taller than everybody or the average person for all my life. And I remember in what we would call here primary school, I remember always being the tallest and the largest. My feet were big ever since. I've had the largest female feet that I know. I haven't yet met a female, by the way, with feet larger than mine. So that's just to tell you, I've had a large feet ever since primary school. My hands, I'm not sure if it could be communicated on camera, but my hands are larger. I'm big. I've always been larger than everybody else around me, or the average person, sorry. I've always been larger than the average person. And so in classes, they would put me to the back. I've all used to always, I was always at the back of a class or in assemblies. If I couldn't be to the back, I would be at the side because you don't want to be blocking everybody, girl. So I was always at the back or at the side. I grew up always thinking that I was too big. I felt like I was too big, and it's amazing. It's really amazing that I don't walk with a slouch, and that my posture is, for lack of a better word, upright. That my posture is upright. But I've always tried to shrink me physically and beyond physically. I've always tried, and it was a subconscious thing, to be quite honest. I've only come into a place where I could understand and identify what I was and what I was doing to me subconsciously over the years. So I would shrink me to fit in. I always felt like I was too big. I felt like I was too expressive for the average person or average crowd. I was too loud. I talked too much. Of course, being talkative or talking too much is never an issue in school. But it's never a bad thing amongst your peers because, I mean, we talk in every one of my report cards from primary school to secondary school. It said, Camila works well, but she talks too much. She talks too much. She's still talking too much. Hey, she still talks too much. And, but apart from the classroom setting, I always felt like I talk too much for the average person to be comfortable or to accept me. I laugh too loud for the average person apart from my family because who cares? You are yourself with your family. They have to accept it. They have to accept you. But on the outside, apart from your family, I never felt like I fit in. So I was always hiding me and adjusting me to suit. And where it came to my videos and this platform, I would make an intro or stick my head out a bit, do a video, and be like, "Oh boy, nah, I ain't think already, or I don't think I want to put myself out there. Or, I'm not seeing anybody else doing it like I want to do it." And for so many years, another thing that I've only come into understanding about recently, posturing. So if you know what posturing is, it is a projection or projecting an image of of yourself. So for years, I knew how to look the part, whatever the part was or is, look the part, talk the part, walk the part. So it you're looking the part, you're talking the part, you're walking the part. But and this is where the truth of last year hit me. And this is one of the ways in which it did. I found myself in a place where I had to ask me, is the postured self your true self? Is this postured you, or this image that you put out of you, is this really you? What is, you understand what I'm saying, Trinitron? Is the postured self your real self or your true self? And when I say postured self, in my case, and true self, it's not in a place where I would say that my public image and my private image are so far and apart from each other. No, but I have been so concerned with wanting what I do to look good and sound good and feel good and be accepted and be acceptable by everybody and everyone. It's just like, you know what? Uh, let's just not. Let us just not. And I've been in the let us just not, or let me just not phase for so long. So long. And there would be times where I might post something on spur of the moment because the thoughts and the urge and the desire to just have to share that moment or share the ideas or share that thing that was in my heart at that moment was so overwhelming. It outweighed me trying to back myself out of sharing it. And I would have shared. But recently, if you've been with me, you realize that I've been sharing more of myself, more of me, more of what's real to me, more of what makes sense to me, more of my journey, more of the things that excite me. And coming from a place where I felt like I wasn't good enough or didn't fit in, because to be quite honest, I never felt like I fit in anywhere. And so think about it, having that self esteem issue, self confidence issue of not being certain and happy and satisfied with who I am. How can I come to a place where I'm comfortable sharing her publicly? It could never happen, and I'm not sure if it would even be possible, but it could for me it could have never happened because I needed to be in a place, I needed to understand, be in a place where I understood me, understood the good things, the bad things, the ugly things, that I came into a place where I was aware of it and begin in a place, from a place where I began to work on me, in a place where I am working on me, working on self and developing self to outgrow and overcome the self-esteem and the self-confidence issues and challenges, where I'm confident to put this thing out here. Yes, and hence I said it earlier in this video that what I want to do, it's a growth space, a space where I invite you to grow. And as I share material and content on this platform, that is my idea, that is my goal, that's my intention, to inspire you to grow as I have been inspired to grow personally, mentally, spiritually, physically, financially. And that's what I intend to do with all the content on this platform here on in. I should say that's what I intend to continue to do with this platform. What motivates me to do this? What is my motivation? Having this deep seated inside awareness that we are powerful, powerful, powerful beings who have the creative ability and the creative right by design. God gave us the capacity to be so powerful. We are so powerful, and there are so many things that we go through in our lives that affect us from first to begin even understanding how powerful we are. Secondly, seeing ourselves as powerful. Thirdly, even knowing how to come into that powerful space. We are powerful, powerful beings. God has created us with so much inside of us, so much to give, so much of our gifts and talents and personalities to share with the world, but we have been bogged down by so many things in our lives. So many things. Some of us, if not all of us, from childhood into adulthood, for so many of us, life has dealt us blows and different things that have prevented us from being or seeing ourselves as truly powerful and amazing and dynamic and world changing, life changing that we really are, because we're blinded by so many limitations, personal limitations, financial limitations, mental limitations. We've we have so many we some of so for so many of us, we have been so accustomed to the limitations that we have been born into, or that our life experiences have caused us to exist and operate in. And that's something that I only came into an understanding about as I started working on me, as I started working on myself. And something I always knew, if you could identify with me, I always knew that in my heart, I am created for so much more. I am here for so much more than I could see physically. I I deserve and I'm capable of, and the world is my playground. I could have anything that I set my mind to, that I want, that I am able to dream and envision and imagine. But there is a disconnect. There was a disconnect, I should say. There was a disconnect in sensing, knowing, and feeling that, and knowing how to get to that thing, or getting to the things that I envision, or the things that I know. I just know, I just knew and know that we created for so much. We are capable of so much. We are powerful beings. We are creators. Everything is in our hands, but we aren't aware of that for some of us. For some of us, we've been born into situations of so much lack, or structures that have existed before us, and we just have adopted mindset. We have adopted the lifestyles, or the mindsets, or the settings and situations that we've been born into. And many of the times, those constructs are limiting us. They are limiting us, or they have prevented us from understanding just how amazing and dynamic we are as individuals, just how powerful we are, just how amazing we are. And in every step of my life, and everything good, bad, and ugly, I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for every stage and every phase, because everything that we have lived through and experienced are like stepping stools or stepping stones as we climb, climb and accelerate in life. It is my honest belief. And if you know me, you know I have absolutely no regrets in life. And I say everything that I intend to, and I encourage you to. Some things might be harder than others to do this with, but I intend to use every experience, every single experience, to propel me to my better self in my growth journey or on my growth journey. And that's where I invite you. I invite you to join me on this journey of growth. There are so many things that we will be touching on, that I will touch on and discuss. If you know me, you know I like to talk. I think I said it here. She talks too much in all her report cards. Yes, she talks too much. I truly believe conversation and talking. Talking is a way of release, it's a way of therapy, it's a way of getting things and off, out and off of us. It's, if done in the right way, conversation brings growth in our lives. Conversation brings growth in settings, in groups and in groups and environments, be it between you and a friend, you and your husband, you and your spouse, you and your girlfriend, in your families, on the workplaces, etc., etc., etc. Conversation has presents an opportunity for understanding, for growth, for learning, for healing. Conversation brings healing, and that's the space that I am in. And you could only share as far as you have gone or as far as you have been, and that's in this space, this current space of my life. I understand conversation in a different light. I see how powerful it is. So I guess you could say the talkativeness and the chatterbox characteristic or nature is finding and has been finding its space and its place. Yeah. So that's what I intend to bring here to you, and I invite you to join me. I invite you to join me on this journey where we talk, where we share, and where we grow. I really don't know what name I'm going to call it as yet, what name I'm going to call this space, what name I'm going to give it. But two things we know: one, we're growing; two, green, truth, honesty, transparency. Honesty, I said honesty, and I want it to mean wealth. As soon as I'm finished with this video, I'm going to Google and check to make sure that green stands for wealth, because we're going to be some wealthy people on this platform here. So until my next video, until I join you again with more content, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the growth journey. Welcome to this growth journey. Welcome to this growth space. We just going to talk about things, and we are going to grow. We're going to grow from conversation, from grow in, grow through, grow from conversation. Yeah. Yes, yes. And I think that is it. So thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you next time. Okay.